Welcome to the Dialogue, Learning from the Masters. This podcast will offer you a rare glimpse into our in-depth interview with screenwriters Kurtzman and Roberto Orci.
In terms of beating out a story or beating out a script, do you do a large outline? How much of the structure do you do ahead of time?
You have to do, I think, 95% of the work before you start actually writing scenes. You know, what we do is we always go to the same coffee shop and sit down and have really broad conversations to start. What are your instincts? What do you want to do? What are you thinking? What are you feeling about this kind of thing? What's a moment that you're sort of inspired by just as a beginning, jumping off point? And you start building layer on layer, and you kind of write down your initial instincts, and then you spend time away, and then you come back together and you think about things, and then you ultimately go to a board, and you literally scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, break up 3 acts and write, organize your structure. It's terribly important because you want to have the freedom within scenes to be able to be spontaneous and to riff, but it's very hard to do that without a direction. So you kind of need a framework to build off.
That's almost counterintuitive because you think, well, if you just look at a blank sheet, you can go anywhere with it. But you're saying that actually having that spine behind you frees you within each scene.
And that's how we started when we first started writing out of high school.
Did you do the on the fly, the blind?
It was very much like we're going to be inspired, and it's just all we need is a subject matter. This is going to be about our girlfriends or whatever, and let's just roll with it and see where it takes us. And it wasn't actually until we got into TV that we realized, an outline is helpful.
Right.
To me, an outline is kind of like pre-launch, and then writing it is launch. And once you're launched, it's very hard to make course corrections if you don't have all your telemetry kind of put together before you actually launch.
Yeah, if your spine isn't there, the story that you're telling and the direction of the story is really dictated by the structure a lot of the time, but it's equally dictated by character, and if your spine isn't there, it's very hard to build on.
This has been an excerpt from the Dialogue, Learning from the Masters with screenwriters Kurtzman and Roberto Orci. To get the full interview on DVD, go to thedialogueseries.com. There you will find this and all 27 in-depth interviews with the industry's leading screenwriters. You can also find these interviews at Netflix, Amazon, Audible, and coming soon to iTunes.